Yes, let's pay our gratitude and humble reverence to the Divine Mother, to Mahavtar Babaji, Lahiri Mahasaya ji, Swami Sri Yukteswar ji, and Paramahansa Yogananda ji for giving us this love, for giving us this energy, for giving us this sacred opportunity to walk on this path to know thyself. So, Masters, today is an auspicious occasion. Today is an auspicious day. Today is January 5th, which is the birth anniversary of the great Guru Paramhansa Yogananda. So, Masters, on this auspicious day, let me ask you today that who is a Guru? You can unmute yourselves and just share your views on who do you think who is a Guru?
A guru is somebody who guides you to your light within, to find out who you are,
Very nice.
to discover yourself.
Very nice, Anaji. Very nice. Yes. Beautiful. Anyone else who would like to share their thoughts?
As Anaji also said, a guru is someone who shows us the light to walk with and also to make us independent in the path of that we are walking.
Yes, another beautiful aspect that Guru makes us independent. Yes, Payaji.
I believe the Guru is someone who removes the darkness in our life, guides us and remove the darkness.
Very nice. So Guru is the one who banishes ignorance, who removes the darkness. Anyone else? Masters?
Is someone who shows us the way, the righteous way, and truth, tells us about the truth. And we look up to them and follow because they know a lot more than us.
Yes, beautiful, Jaswinderji. Yes. So Ramji is saying anyone who teaches us is a guru. Yes. Yes, beautiful masters. Rightly said that a guru is one who helps us see the light within, who banishes darkness, who banishes ignorance, who directs us towards God. A guru shows us the way on how we can commune with the God, with the divinity which is present within ourselves. So we know that we have all been bestowed with this tool of meditation to see the God within, to see the divinity within. And Paramhansa Yogananda, he is a great guru who has bestowed upon the world the tool of Kriya Yoga, which hundreds and thousands of people across the world, they follow this path of Kriya Yoga to reach and to see the divinity within, to see the light within. And this is very remarkable, friends, that to know that a true guru is one who directs people towards God. So a guru would never want to have his own following, to have people follow him, but a true guru will always direct towards the true path, which is the path towards thyself, towards the path to realize the divinity within. So, Masters, Paramhansa Yogananda, he was known as an incarnation of love, that is a Prem avatar, whose sole desire was to share God's wisdom and love with all. Whenever we have a great master, the great master has a certain aspect associated with him. There are various qualities of God. When we talk of divine, then the divine has all the aspects of wisdom, love, joy, bliss, power, sound, light. And Paramahansa Yogananda, he was known as an incarnation of love, a prema avatar, because he always used to teach everyone with just love and so much of love. And we have other masters like Lahiri Mahasaya. He was known as an incarnation of wisdom, so he was known as a Gyan avatar. And Swami Sri Yukteswarji, he was known as an incarnation of yoga. So yoga, by here we mean union of self with the divine. So Masters Paramahansa Yogananda, he always used to say that the greatest love you can experience is in communion with God in meditation. The love between the soul and the spirit is the perfect love, the love we all are seeking. So he always believed that the greatest love is the love that we experience when we commune with the divine. And that communion happens to us when we meditate. And Masters Yogananda, he came to earth for a special purpose. He was chosen by Mahavatar Babaji to spread the message of Kriya Yoga in the West. And he devoted his entire life to help others walk the path, to help others see the light within, to help others understand what the true meaning and what the true purpose of life is. So, Masters, on this blessed occasion of the birth anniversary of the beloved Master Paramahansa Yogananda, let us strive to embody his teachings of love, of joy, and of inner peace. May his divine wisdom inspire us on our path of spiritual journey, and may his light continue to shine in our hearts forever. So let's embark on a collective journey of reverence through the timeless practice of meditation. Just for a few moments, let's close our eyes and breathe in the essence of his teachings. And let the cosmic chant be a channel for the energy and love that Paramahansa Yogananda has graciously shared with the entire world. So let's close our eyes for a few moments, Masters. feeling the joy within, feeling the love within. Let's open our eyes with the heart of gratitude, with a joyous heart, and by wishing Paramahansa Yogananda a very, very happy birth anniversary. So, Masters, on this joyous occasion, let's embark on this journey for today's session, which is about knowing the wondrous life of the great Guru Lahiri Mahasaya. So, Masters, Lahiri Mahasaya was Paramahansa Yogananda's Guru's Guru. So, Paramahansa Yogananda's Guru was Swami Sri Yukteswar Ji, and the Guru of Swami Sri Yukteswar Ji was Lahiri Mahasaya. And we know that the parents of Yoganandas, they were also disciples of Lahiri Mahasaya. So, Masters, knowing the life of Lahiri Mahasaya would also help us getting a deeper understanding on the relationship shared between a husband and a wife, the relationship that was shared between Lahiri Mahasaya and his wife Kashi Muni, and it will bring out that behind every love, behind every love of any relationship, it is the divine love, and one should always behold of that divine love which is unconditional, which has no strings attached, which is the bond of friendship. So, Masters, let's now learn about the life of Lahiri Mahasaya. So, Masters, Lahiri Mahasaya, he was born on September 30th, 1828 into a pious Brahmin family, and he was born in the village of Ghurni in West Bengal. And Lahiri Mahasaya's childhood name was Shama Charan Lahiri. And after a few days later, what happened that where Lahiri Mahasaya was living, which was in a village in Ghurni in West Bengal, a flood came in and it destroyed everything. And so the family had to move from their native place of Bengal to Banaras, which is in Uttar Pradesh, when Lahiri Mahasaya was just 5 years old. So when they moved to Banaras, Lahiri Mahasaya, he got this opportunity to learn many languages like Sanskrit, English, Bengali, French, apart from studying the holy scriptures of the Vedas. So you can imagine that the family of Lahiri Mahasaya in those times of 1800s, it was very open-minded and it was very forthcoming, and it gave the opportunities to their children to be so progressive in life. And when Lahiri Mahasaya, he was just 18 years old, he was married to Kashi Muni. And Kashi Muni, she was an ideal housewife taking care of the family happily. And they had 5 children, 2 sons and 3 daughters. And now when Lahiri Mahasaya, he was just 23 years old, he took the post of accountant in the military engineering department of the British government. So we know that in those times, India was ruled by the British government. And when Yogananda, he was just 2 years old. Then Lahiri Mahasaya, he left his physical body, and therefore Yogananda, he did not had this opportunity to be physically present in the presence of this great Guru Lahiri Mahasaya. But Yogananda's desire to know more about Lahiri Mahasaya, to know more about his life experiences, it got him an opportunity to meet Lahiri Mahasaya's wife, Kashi Muni. And so Yogananda, he met Kashi Muni in Banaras, and Yogananda requested Kashi Muni to tell and share some experiences of the life of Lahiri Mahasaya. And Kashi Muni, she happily agreed, and she shared a very profound and a heartfelt experience. So what Kashi Muni shared was that so one night, she said that one night while she was sleeping, she got an experience of a dream. So she got a dream that in that dream, the room where she is sleeping, it is illuminated with light, and there is a presence of angels, there is a presence of saints in the room. And the intensity of the dream, it was so strong and real that she immediately woke up from her sleep. And to her amazement, she could not believe that what she saw in her dream, it was actually right in front of her open eyes. The room was actually filled with dazzling light, and she saw that her husband, Lahiri Mahasaya, is levitating. He's up in the air, levitating, and is surrounded by the angelic presence of the saints. And now, Kashi Muni, she still couldn't believe what is she actually seeing. And at that very moment, Lahiri Mahasaya, he descended. He came down and he said to Kashi Muni that you are not dreaming. It is all real. And let me again share. And then Kashi Muni, she said to Lahiri Mahasaya that I bow before you. Will you pardon me for having considered you as my husband? I die with shame to realize that I have remained asleep in ignorance by the side of one who is divinely awakened. From this night, you're no longer my husband, but my guru. Will you accept my insignificant self as your disciple? And Lahiri Mahasaya, he gently touched her and happily accepted her as a disciple. And then Lahiri Mahasaya said to Kashi Muni to please bow before the angels, before the sacred saints that are present in the room. And the moment she did that, all the saints, they said together that you are blessed. We salute you. And after saying these words, all the angels, they vanished, and the room, it once again got darkened, which was once illuminated by the presence of these angelic saints. And Lahiri Mahasaya, he said to his wife that the time is now ripe for you to walk the spiritual path, to have Kriya Yoga initiation. And he further added that he has silently helped her to work out her karma. And thereafter she said that Lahiri Mahasaya, he never slept in her room again, for now he was not her husband, but he was her guru. So masters, also, Kashi Muni, she had, she had a fair idea that her husband, he meditates a lot, and all of the people, they come to him to seek guidance. But Kashi Muni, she did not have even the slightest idea of the divine, of the divine stature, of the divine nature of her husband Lahiri Mahasaya. It was when she saw it herself, then she realized that her husband is not an ordinary person, that her husband is always in communion with the divine at every single moment. And masters, this also gives us a clarity. As we could also ask that why, we entered the spiritual path at a certain time of our life. Why not before? Why not after? Why did meditation came to our lives at a certain point in our life? So, this incident, it gives us this answer that the time was not ripe then. We have to work out, it is said that one comes into the path of meditation when a certain portion of our karmas, it has been neutralized. So it is said that when 60% of the karma is neutralized, only then one comes into the path of meditation. Because even if one tries before that, the practice of meditation, he would just try and come out of that because his consciousness would not allow him to sit in for meditation to walk this path and to realize the significance of this path. So, masters, so now we have an answer that why a particular person, why a particular circumstance, or why a particular understanding didn't come to us before, because the time was not ripe, because we were not ready for that. And now Yogananda, after hearing such a profound experience of Lahiri Mahasaya's life from Kashi Muni, he said that please share another experience. I want to listen more. And then Kashi Muni said, okay, I will share another of the experience of Lahiri Mahasaya. And so she said that I will now narrate a sin that I committed against my Guru husband. So now Kashi Muni, she said to her husband that, that now a few weeks had passed after this event, after Kashi Muni, she had attained the Kriya Yoga initiation. So now Kashi Muni, she said to her husband one day that you spend all your time with the disciples. What about your responsibilities for your wife and children? I regret that you do not interest yourself in providing more money for the family. So, masters, we know that Kashi Muni, she was an ideal wife. She was a very dutiful mother. They had 5 children. And naturally, a mother gets concerned about the life of her children, that her children should be taken care of. And so she was a little concerned that how would the family be taken care of? And we need money for that. And just as Kashi Muni, she said these words to Lahiri Mahasaya, the form of the great Guru Lahiri Mahasaya. At that very moment, it got vanished. Lahiri Mahasaya just disappeared. And then Kashi Muni, she just could only hear a sound from the room coming, which said that it is all nothing. Don't you see? How could a nothing like me produce riches for you? And Kashi Muni, she realized her mistake and she sought forgiveness. And she requested Lahiri Mahasaya to please come back into his physical form. And then Lahiri Mahasaya, he materialized himself and he said to Kashi Muni that women seek divine wealth, not the paltry tinsel of earth. After acquiring inward treasure, you will find that outward supply is always forthcoming. And he also added that one of my spiritual sons will make provision for you. And obviously, this did happen. One of the disciples of Lahiri Mahasaya, he left a considerable amount of money for their family. So, masters, when Lahiri Mahasaya, he said these words that it is all nothing, don't you see? So, what did he meant by saying this? So, Lahiri Mahasaya meant that I am spirit, and the spirit is invisible. So when I am spirit, when I am invisible, so how an invisible thing, how something that does not exist, how can it create and produce riches for you? Are you understanding the depth of these profound words? That, we all know that we have a soul, we all know that we are spirit, but we do not live from that truth. We don't live that we are gods. We know this. But Lahiri Mahasaya, he lived from this reality that how can I produce anything when I am spirit, when I am nothing? And masters, then, this realization, it came to Kashi Muni, though, just like us, she also, when the previous incident happened, then she became aware of the divine stature of Lahiri Mahasaya. But from this incident, she started living from this truth that her husband he has this divine stature and he lives from this reality that he is spirit. And then Kashi Muni, she never asked anything from her husband because he knew that one who is always one with the divine, then the divine takes care of everything. So, masters, there are many, many miraculous stories that are mentioned about Lahiri Mahasaya in this book, and I will share a couple of them. So, what happened once was that there was a woman disciple, and this woman disciple, she asked Lahiri Mahasaya for his photograph. You know, we all want to have the photograph of the Guru. And then Lahiri Mahasaya, he gave the photo, and we know that there was just one picture of Lahiri Mahasaya that we usually see. So that was the only picture of Lahiri Mahasaya which was ever taken. And we know that this picture was taken with the due permission of Lahiri Mahasaya, because every time the photographer and the other disciples they tried taking the picture of Lahiri Mahasaya, a blank space used to come where the picture of Lahiri Mahasaya should have been. But when the disciples they earnestly requested Lahiri Mahasaya that please, we just want one photograph of yours. And then Lahiri Mahasaya, he agreed. And that is how we just have one picture that we always see of Lahiri Mahasaya. And then Lahiri Mahasaya, he didn't post for any other picture thereafter. So now what happened once was that this same woman disciple and Lahiri Mahasaya's daughter-in-law, they were studying the Bhagavad Gita and this book was placed at a table, and behind the table on the wall, the picture of Lahiri Mahasaya, it hung. So at that time, a electrical storm, it broke out with great intensity. And so the disciple, they started praying to Lahiri Mahasaya to please save their lives. And their prayers were instantly heard. So the lightning, it struck the book, it struck the table, but the two devotees, they were unhurt. And they said that they felt as if a sheet of ice has been placed around them to ward off the scorching heat caused by lightning from the storm. So, masters, you know, this story, it reflects so beautifully on what faith and what our trust in the divine can do. So, you know, the devotee, the disciple, she had so much of faith, 100% faith that nothing will happen, that their guru will save them. And exactly this happened. So there's another beautiful story which is shared in the book on what faith, trust, and devotion to the guru can do. So this is a very interesting and a very heart-touching story, masters. So, you know, there was a woman disciple whose name was Abhoya. And she and her husband, they wanted to meet their guru in Banaras, and they used to live in Calcutta. And so they reached the train station to see their guru. And now they were running late because of heavy traffic. And now, the moment they reached the train station and they were busy buying the train tickets for their trip to Calcutta, the train started moving. And now Abhoya, she just made a silent prayer to her Guru Lahiri Mahasaya that to please you stop the train, that I cannot wait for another day to see you. And masters, just at that time, the train which had started moving, the wheels could not turn forward and the train abruptly stopped. And just when Abhoya and her husband, they boarded the train, then the wheels, they again started moving. So all the passengers and all the engineers that were called, they absolutely had no idea that how the train started moving again and why did it stop at the first place. So masters, now Abhoya and her husband, they reached their guru's place in Calcutta the same day. And Abhoya, she was so happy to experience this miracle that in joy she wanted to touch the feet of her guru Lahiri Mahasaya. And just at that very moment, Lahiri Mahasaya said to her that how do you love to bother me? Wouldn't you have waited just another day to see me, that you had urged me to stop the train? So you see that just a thought that went from Abhoya's mind, it reached Lahiri Mahasaya, who was in Banaras, and her prayers were instantly answered. So, masters, what does this story reflect to us? It reflects us that every word, every thought that we direct to the divine, it is not going unheard. The divine is listening to every word, to every thought that we have. And we should always have complete faith, trust in the divine, and we should not let our faith and trust shake amidst challenges, amidst difficult times, for we know that we will get that power, we will get that energy to get past those from that divine. So, Masters, there's another memorable story of the same disciple Abhoya. And so now on another occasion, she visited Lahiri Mahasaya to seek his help. So she came with a plea to Lahiri Mahasaya that her 8 babies, each of them, they had soon died, after she gave birth to them. And now she requested Lahiri Mahasaya that her 9th child survives and lives. And the Guru just happily smiled and he assured Abhoya that your 9th child will survive, that you will have a girl child who will be born in the night time. And he further told Abhoya that she should strictly follow the instructions that Lahiri Mahasaya would give to her. So Lahiri Mahasaya said that you should burn an oil lamp in the night and take utmost care that this oil lamp, it keeps burning till the wee hours of the morning the next day. And you should take care that you should not fall asleep and you should not allow the light of this lamp to become extinguished. And Abhoya also said that, yes, Guruji, I would surely take care of it. And as foreseen by the Guru, Abhoya, she gave birth to a girl child in the night. And now Abhoya, she had lighted a oil lamp. And now Abhoya was so, she was so exhausted by the birthing process. And she was awake till late hours of the night. But now she was feeling very sleepy. And so she instructed her nurse to take care that this lamp light should not go off. But as the night progressed, they both fell asleep, and the light of the lamp, it was almost flickering, and it was just almost, it was about to go. And then what happened next was, something incredible. Just then, just when the light of this lamp was about to go off, the form of the great Guru Lahiri Mahasaya appeared and said that Abhoya, behold, the light is almost gone. He pointed to the lamp, which then it was refilled with the oil, and as soon as the lamp's light it started burning brightly, the form of the great Guru Lahiri Mahasaya, it vanished. So, with the grace of the Guru, Abhoya's 9th child survived and she lived. So, Masters, such is the grace, such is the glory, and such is the power of the great Guru Lahiri Mahasaya. It all depends that how devoted we are in our faith, how lovingly we follow the teachings of the Guru is all that matters. So, friends, I will now end today's session by reflecting on the profound words said by Lahiri Mahasaya, which are that you belong to no one and no one belongs to you. Reflect that someday you will suddenly have to leave everything in this world. So make acquaintance of God now. So, Masters, these are so beautiful and powerful lines that if we start living from this reality, then we would be immediately free from all suffering, all pains. Because we think that all the impermanent things of life, that is the wealth, the possessions, the name, fame, or even the loved ones that we have, we think that we possess them, we think that we own them. But we know that we have been given all these things, the power, the name, fame, just for a little time. And with leaving of a physical body, they would just simply go away. So if we are latching on to them in a very tight manner, then we would only be having so much of pain and we would only be enduring so much suffering when the time is there for us to leave a physical body, when we know that nothing will go along with us. And the loved ones, whom we think that we own them, the loved ones also do not belong to us. Maybe it is our parents, it is our children. Every being has his own divine plan, his own blueprint to lead his life. We are just there to share some beautiful experiences with them, just make beautiful memories with them. Because if we think that these loved ones belong to us, then a time will come when they will also enter new relationships and will have, another life of their own. So if we just liberate ourselves from this thought that no one belongs to us and we belong to no one, and if we start living from this reality that it is just the divine, that the joy, that the bliss that we get from experiencing the divine in our communion with Him, in our meditation, if we behold to that divine bliss, then we can live our lives so joyously and so blissfully. Masters, so it's time that we cultivate a deep and a personal connection with the divine, because that is one thing, that is the only thing that will give us that everlasting bliss, that everlasting joy, and that everlasting happiness. So, Masters, with this, I will conclude our session for today. And since it is the birthday of our beloved Guru, Paramahansa Yogananda, so let's unmute ourselves and let's come on the videos and let's wish Paramahansa Yogananda happy birthday. So on the count of 3, let's wish him happy birthday, Paramahansa Yogananda. Okay? So on the count of 3, I'll stop this here. So 3, 2, 1, go. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Paramahansa Yogananda.
Happy birthday, Swami. Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Unfortunately, my video won't go on. I'm so sorry.
Yes, Master. So happy birthday to the beloved Master, Paramahansa Yogananda. Thank you so much, Masters, for joining in for today. And you're most welcome to share your thoughts and your experiences.
Can I just ask one thing? It is all based on what we were talking about, is that no relationship is, we belong to no one belongs to us. But when we are born in a family, the children who come into our life or the relatives who come into life, there is some connection, or there is some karma that we have to complete with them for the reason why we are born in that family, or we connect, isn't it?
Okay. So your question, Jaswinderji, is in relation to the family members, to the parents that we have, to the children. Okay, because yes. So Jaswinderji, I will say that we are born into a certain family because we also have a dharma. So what we do with them is our dharma. It is our duty. It is our duty to take care of our parents because they gave birth to us. It is a duty that we take care of our children because we have given birth to them. So, if we know that we have to give out our best in taking care, in being responsible towards them, and do our duty with detachment, then we would live from this reality that they don't belong to us and we don't belong to them. Because at the end of the day, when we know that we have done our duty, our job is done.
Done.
Our
Okay.
job is done. Yes.
Okay.
And
Okay.
then,
Understand.
yes. And then it is our responsibility, it is our moral duty towards ourselves that the purpose why we have been given this body is to realize our own selves. And then we have to make time for our own selves to meditate, to commune with the divine. So, when we start living, then we will know that when our job, when our duty is done, and then when our duty starts for our own selves as well. Yes, just one that thing.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Nilima, please go ahead.
Ruchi. I think I would also like to add some more on the Jashwinderji's question. So first of all, Jashwinderji, that as Ruchi have mentioned, that we all have to understand that we came here with the karmic bonds. I think 2 days before I have the conversation with Ram, and we were discussing about the karmic bonds. So I did not understood why. I feel so much of synchronicities all the time is happening. So we are here with the karmic bonds and we are here to perform our duty with detachment, as Ruchi said. So I'm reading also one of the book, Ringing Cedars of Russia. This is the 3rd volume, The Space of Love. So what happens is, even in this book, Vladimir, who is the author, does not get the opportunity to raise his child because Anastasia want to raise her child in the forest. And Vladimir one day goes there and with all the letters, because every person wants to speak with Anastasia. And they keep on asking, what is the responsibility? Like, is there any sort of strategy to raise a child? Are there any rules, or is there any way? Then Anastasia said only one thing, that never interfere in any of the thought patterns of the child. That is the only thing that you can do. So what happens is, when we do not interfere in anything, we are obviously there detached, which means there we are supporting the child to grow by themselves, and we are teaching them to grow individually, so that they fell down, they rise, and they learn by themselves. So here itself there is a detachment, because the duty of a parent is just to deliver a child and to only tell the right manners. That's it. And that we do not expect anything in return from them. And similarly, it's also, I wanted to share one more incident with this master Ananya. So like a couple of days before, what happened is, like she got hurt when I'm trying to make her sleep. She hit the wall and she got hurt. And I was like touching her head and I'm continuously saying, sorry, 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 sorry. And the 3-year-old kid, I would say, she said to me, Nili Mama, I don't need your sorry. All I need is your heart. I need your love. That's it. So where is this knowledge coming from? We did not thought all this. So the knowledge is just there. So for all of us as well, if we tap into our own consciousness, we all realize that what is our purpose here, why we are here, and how, when and where to interfere in one's life and when not to interfere in another's life. So it's such a beautiful thing. So there is quite a lot of intense subject, I would say, because there are twin flames, there are soulmates, there is karmic bonds. So at each and every person's relation to one another will also be different. And today's session, coming back to today's session, Ruchi, I really loved quite a lot. And I also have to recollect this thing from this book, Sex, Religion and Women in Society, which is written by Tarkam Saraydarian. He exactly mentions that there is energy in every thought, and in every relation that we have. And the husband and a wife relation is so divine that they need to be completely aligned to the divinity more than thinking of the normal physical husband and wife. And when we hear all these things like how our gurus are, how they have been learned, there is quite a lot of intelligence that we should be understanding, because over the ages, our DNA is meant to be like, okay, this is how a wife and husband should behave, or this is how our children should be. But on the opposite path, like when we are enlightened, we clearly understand what is the purpose and why we get even married to one person, one another. And another thing is also that we uplift each other. It should not be even like the physical relation that we see in between a husband and wife, because when we uplift one another, even that relation with the other person also becomes like a marriage, because we are all here nurturing ourselves and learning and growing together. So such a beautiful thing. And I loved also this thing that you have mentioned, that 60% of our karmic bonds have been completed, and then only we come into this track. And I see that today's children, whoever are coming in this era, they are already masters of the masters, and I feel like 90% of their karmic bonds have been cleared. So thanks a lot. Thank you so much for this beautiful wisdom, and also grateful for Lahiri Mahasaya and Kashi Moni. And it's not an easy thing also for a wife without that understanding to understand, like, okay, how we have to be with the greatest disciple, like how to be like a great disciple as well. So a lot of learnings, and thanks to Paramahansa Yogananda. Without he penning down of all these details, we would not get that sort of wisdom. This is the only thing which was running today in my mind. When you're speaking about Lahiri Mahasaya, I was only thinking about Paramahansa Yogananda, because he was hardly 2 or 5, you said, right? Like he was, 2 years old. And how does he know? Like, because he got connected to the divinity, and that's why he brought all the wisdom to all of us. So thanks a lot. And this is what we have to understand from these great masters. And once again, happy birthday to him. And thanks to you with a great start. Again, it's a beautiful synchronicity. Today is his birthday, and today is being the Friday that it is your session. And it looks again a beautiful synchronicity that I see. Thank you so much, Ruchi.
Yes, thank you so much, Nilima, for bringing in so many other aspects as well. And yes, it is a beautiful synchronicity. Indeed, indeed. So, Masters, would anyone else like to share or ask a question? Okay, then we start with our meditation.
Just 1 second, Ruchi. I think I will request masters, whoever are in online, we request you to please join in on Zoom so that we'll continue with our meditation. And before we go for meditation, also for the ones who are on YouTube. So masters, we are having a Master Sharu's session tomorrow at 3 p.m. Germany time. The details have been already shared as well, and we will share once again. So it was on the jealous mindset. So it was not at 6 o'clock masters, it was at 3 p.m. Germany time, 2 p.m. UK time, 8 a.m. CST, and 7:30 p.m. India time. So we look forward for that session by Master Sharu. And thanks a lot. I will be